You know what's funny? You never know what goes on behind a camera. 5 minutes ago, I was wearing a Kmart shirt and recording the Flintstones Surprise at Dinosaur Peak episode. But wow, I changed my shirt and you have no idea. Before we get to the games, I just wanted to talk about this console behind me. This is the Jusco N64, the 30th anniversary of the Jusco store here in Japan. It's a Japanese exclusive, and it's the rarest Japanese exclusive if you don't count the Anna Airlines console that only had like a expansion cover ANA put on it. Now, living in Japan, I've seen the console 3 times out here, and every time it's come out, I've never seen it with the controller. The controller is super hard to find, even harder than the console itself. I've been looking for a complete in-box copy of this console for the whole 5 years I've been living in Japan, 5+ years now. And I finally broke down and ended up buying this off eBay. This is a really cool piece to have in the collection. And I figure out why not kick out the episode with something cool. Now there's only 2 Japanese consoles I'm missing from my collection, which is the clear red and the orange Pikachu, which was orange and yellow. It's like the blue one, but just a different color. The clear black is technically a Taiwan variant, but it has the region code ROC Republic of China and JPN for Japan, so I'm counting that as part of the Japanese collection. So anyways, I just wanted to show you that part of the collection. Now let's get to the games. The first game up we have is Hydro Thunder. Hydro Thunder was developed and published by Midway and ported to the N64 in 2000. Hydro Thunder is a speedboat racing game. Starting off the game, you'll have 3 easy track options as well as 3 boats to choose from. Each boat handles differently, and you'll want to figure out which one fits your driving style the most. The boats are detailed and the levels are well designed. You'll see a wide variety of environments as you race across the world. Despite the great detail and level design, some of the graphics can mash together, making it hard to see where you need to go at times. The game could also use some upbeat music. The developers seem to focus on sounds in the game from the engines and crashes. The controls handle well, but as mentioned, you'll want to find the boat that handles best for you. The gameplay is fun. In easy mode, you'll have to finish all 3 races in the top 3 position to unlock the medium races. It also unlocks 3 more boats. To unlock the hard mode, you must finish in the top 2 positions in each race in the intermediate levels. Throughout each race you can find boost power-ups, and they are the key to winning each race. You will not win a race without them. Overall, Hydro Thunder is a fun game worth adding to your collection. Hydro Thunder is game number 179 for the collection, and it cost me $55 shipped, bringing our total up to $8,790. Now $55 for this game is pretty good, because when I opened it to test the game, not only did I notice the box is in pristine condition, but it also came with the gray cartridge variant. Now this cartridge alone being the gray variant, it's normally blue. This alone can sell for more than $55, so to get it in such great condition with the gray cart variant was a really good deal. Next up on the list is Golden Nugget 64. Golden Nugget was developed by Westwood Studios and published by Acclaim Arts, releasing for the N64 in 1998. Golden Nugget is a casino simulation game. It was hard to find the alacrity to preview this game, but I actually had a lot of fun playing it. You can choose one of 10 games, including Texas Hold'em, Video Poker, 7-card stud, Roulette, 5-card draw, Craps, Blackjack, Slots, Mini Baccarat, and Big Six. The graphics in the game are simple but appealing. The menus are easy to navigate, and all the games are fun to play. The background noise actually makes you feel like you're in a casino. You can hear muffled voices of people talking, and a soft elevator music plays in the background. Another cool thing about the game is its multiplayer, with the exception of the slots. When you select the slots, there are 6 different games to choose from. So you really have 15 games to choose from if you count the slots separately. Finally, you can save your profile and continue your game at a later point. Overall, Golden Nugget is a pretty fun casino simulation game. I played the game a lot longer than intended. It's nice playing a gambling game without risking your hard-earned money. Golden Nugget is game number 180 for the collection, and I found it at the mall in the States for $9 complete in box, bringing our total up to $8,799. for the N64 Complete in Box Quest. Next up on the list was a lot of 2 games, and the first game is In the Zone 98. In the Zone 98 was developed and published by Konami, releasing for the N64 in 1998. Being that we already covered In the Zone 2000, I didn't expect much going into the game, especially with it releasing 2 years earlier. And I was right. When you turn on the game, they make it seem like you're about to jump into a high-speed, action-packed basketball game. But when you start playing, you find the players are slow and blurry. Besides the graphics being awful and the players being choppy in their movements, the controls make matters worse. Often I'd put in a command multiple times to make it happen. The players are like concrete. It's near impossible to get past the defense while trying to make it to the basket. You'll have to pass the ball several times and charge to the basket to make a dunk. When the opposing team tries to make it to the basket, suddenly the computer players are not great at blocking. There are good basketball games on the N64, and then there's the In the Zone series. I don't recommend the series if you want to play a basketball game on the N64. In the Zone 98 is game number 181 for the collection. Next up on the list is In the Zone 99. In the Zone 99 was developed and published by Konami and releasing for the N64 in 1999. Just like the other In the Zone games, you're plagued with bad graphics, choppy gameplay, and a bad basketball game. The defense is still like trying to get past the wall, but this game added moves to trick the offense so you can look ridiculous while remaining unable to get past them. The game also added plays that you can make on the go. Although the extras added were an improvement over In the Zone 98, In the Zone 99 is still not a great game. If I could give the game any credit, the sounds would be it. The sound in the game is clear and sounds like you're actually at an event. Other than that, I recommend staying away from the In the Zone trilogy on the N64. In the Zone 99 is game number 182 for the collection, and the lot of 2 games cost me $38 shipped, bringing our total up to $8,837. Next up is a lot of 8 games, and finding a lot with a lot of games that you need at this point in the collection is hard to do. And the more games you have for the library, the harder and harder it gets to find lot. So I was pretty excited to find this lot. And the first game in the lot is Fighting Force 64. And if you notice on the front of this box, it says get your free tattoos inside. This game didn't actually come with the tattoos, but I made a trade with my buddy because he had an extra tattoo set. So I made the trade right before this video, so it's pretty cool to get this to complete the box. Fighting Force was developed by Core Design and published by Crave Entertainment. It released for the N64 in 1999. Fighting Force is a beat-em-up game. You start off the game choosing from one of 4 characters to play with. Each player has their own special moves, but the game has very basic controls where you'll be kicking and punching with the A and B button most of the game. It would have been nice if they added moves the characters could perform with the C buttons. The graphics are okay, but the characters are blurry and not well detailed. The gameplay is pretty fun, especially when the enemies drop weapons you can use, or you destroy nearby objects to create your own weapons. The game gets repetitive fairly quickly. You're stuck in one spot fighting waves of the same enemies over and over with limited moves. Despite its flaws, Fighting Force can provide moderately fun entertainment. It's an okay game if you're into beat-em-ups, at least for the first 20 minutes. Fighting Force is game number 183 for the Complete in Box library. Next up in the lot is Hardcore ECW Revolution. ECW Revolution was developed and published by Acclaim and released for the N64 in 2000. ECW is a wrestling game for the N64. This game is a lot different than previous wrestling games we've covered. You can choose from many characters with names like Awesome, Axel Rotten, Balls, Incredible. In addition to the funny names, the way the characters walk look like they may have sharted their pants. And they have really cheesy one-liners.
You're just mad because I'm cuter than you.
The graphics are surprisingly decent despite these flaws. The controls are decent as well, but like Fighting Force, you're pretty much limited to the A and B buttons for attacking. When starting the game, some pretty awesome heavy rock music plays, but when fighting in the ring, it's completely silent besides the hilarious sound effects.
Oh, come on now!
There are much better wrestling games for the N64, but ECW isn't an awful game. It's worth giving a shot if you want a good chuckle. In Hardcore, ECW Revolution is game number 184 for the collection. Next up is WF WrestleMania 2000. WrestleMania 2000 was developed by Asmic Ace and published by THQ, releasing for the N64 in 1999. WrestleMania is a decent wrestling game for the N64. THQ obtained the license for the WF, so you get real wrestlers in the game. You also get their intros. The intros aren't that great, however. The sound of the intros is muffled and the visuals are blurry. The gameplay is fun. Each wrestler has a lot of moves and variety. It's not just monotonous punching and kicking like in ECW. The game has decent graphics, but the frozen faces on the wrestlers are a bit creepy. The controls are good and easy for even a novice player to pick up and learn. Overall, WrestleMania 2000 is a good wrestling game. If you're interested in wrestling games on the N64, WrestleMania 2000 is a good one to start with. WrestleMania 2000 is game number 185 for the collection. And the last game that I needed in this lot is Shadow Man. Shadow Man was developed and published by Acclaim, releasing for the N64 in 1999. Shadow Man is a third-person action-adventure game. This is a game that has flown under the radar for me. The game has a deep, immersive story. It's based off an Acclaimed comic book, which is also called Shadow Man. Your mission as Shadow Man is to travel to Deadside and collect souls to prevent the world from an apocalypse. You'll acquire a gun and destroy these souls. The levels are big and the game will take hours and hours to complete. The graphics aren't the best, but the gameplay outweighs that factor. Shadow Man is a game I'll come back to and do a full playthrough of. It's worth checking out if you're an action-adventure puzzle game fan. And Shadow Man is game number 186 for the collection. The last 4 games in the lot were duplicates, and they are Duke Nukem 0 Hour, Turok Rage Wars, Turok 3, and WF No Mercy. This lot of 8 games cost me $193 shipped, bringing our total up to $9,030. The last thing that we're adding to the collection today is not a game, it's actually a manual to complete my Transformer Beast Wars game. And here's the manual. It's Transformers Beast Wars Transmetals. This manual actually cost me $200, but with what I paid for the game in box, it's pretty much what a complete in box game would go for. So that brings our total up to $9,230. Let's get these games on the shelf. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe. I'll be completing the entire N64 library, complete in box, right here on this show. Also make sure to leave a thumbs up for us finally getting that stupid Transformers manual out of the way. Until next time, I'm Wayne, and thanks for watching.